Hello, my name is Portia and welcome to class. Today, all you need is some space to move. We will be down on the floor, so if you need a towel for padding for your knees, please have one handy. Otherwise, you can wear shoes if you need or be barefoot as I am. Let's start in the middle of our space and take your feet just underneath your hips with all 10 toes facing the front. Soften your knees and take the hands to the sides of your hips and rock the hips from side to side. This is a great way to get a little stretch and just some movement and dynamic stretch for the side of your hips. Now take the arms side to side. One more set to each side. And then come back to center, straighten the legs, and begin to roll your shoulders up, back, and down. Feeling the glide of your shoulder blades along the rib cage and finding your tallest, most upright posture. One more time. Now reach your arms straight up with the palms facing one another, and then side bend from right to left. Working on gaining balance through becoming more flexible and having a better range of motion in all of your joints. One more to each side. And then release the arms down by your sides. Again, roll the shoulders 2 more times. And now take the hands in front of your hips with your elbows wide. Pull your chin back. This will lift the chest, and feel your shoulder blades draw together and behind your back, 2 opposite back pockets. From here, lift your right heel and press down through the ball of the foot. Shift the weight onto your left leg and point the toes and lift and lower your right knee. With the toes pointed down to the floor, one more time, moving from the hip joint. Now let that leg swing back and then come front. I've got my right hand behind my lower back and my left hand in front of the lower portion of my torso. Feeling the movement in the hip joint while we gain balance on the left leg. One more time. And then release. Shift the weight back and forth to each foot and let the hips glide from side to side. Add the arms again. Find center, lifting tall through the top of the head. As you stamp your feet down to the floor, lift your left heel up. We can take the hands back to the front of the hips again. This will help to remind us to keep the abdominals pulling in. This is the ab brace that we need to support the lower back. I'm going to move the left hand behind, bring the right hand in front, and then point through the tippy toes on the left foot, finding my balance on the left leg, and then lift and bring the leg back. As I come forward, I feel a stretch in the back of the thigh and a little bit across the glutes, the butt muscles. And as I move back, I feel the opening across the front of the hip. Ooh, and I'm not quite as balanced on this side as you can see. Just pop that smile on your face and keep it there. And we have 2 more. Dynamic mobility and control. Whew, and then back and forth. This time though, take the arms back in front. So your hips are going from side to side and the arms are going forward and back. Start to bring the arms higher. 2 more sets. 1 more. And push the arms out to the sides. Thumbs up, pinkies down. Start to bring the hands slightly behind your back and then tip at your hips, softening through the knees. Reach your arms around in a circle and then up and overhead, and side bend 2 times. With the arms up, take the arms behind you again, and as they start to go behind your back, tip forward at your hips. This is a nice stretch for your torso as well as your hamstrings. Arms reach behind. We'll do this one more time. Tip, stretch with a long straight spine. Reach your arms over the head and then rise up and side bend. This time allow the arms to come behind you or down by your hips, turning your palms forward. Lift through your chest, looking slightly towards the ceiling, but more where the wall meets the ceiling. And then look forward, bring your thumbs up, palms face. Arms back, thumbs back, chest and chin up, and then look forward. 3 more times. One more time. Looking forward again. Pick up your shoulders and roll them a few more times. Now, with your knees bent, both heels flattened to the floor and the whole foot in front. The knee bend just gives you a little bit more room for your hips. Bring the arms down by your sides, palms facing front. Look to the right, and now take your left arm behind, in front with the thumb up, and then out to the side and down. One more time. Behind, around to the front, and then back down again. And look forward. Straighten and bend the knees, just a little bit of a release, and then look left. And again, we reach the arm to the side. Forward, down and back, side, forward, and release, straighten, bend. From here, challenge your balance by lifting both heels just slightly off the floor. Take your arms out to the sides and just pause and hold here. Reach the arms overhead, lower the heels. Get long between the rib and the hip on each side of your trunk, and then lift and lower the arms. Lift and lower the heels. 3, 2, and 1. Lower the arms and lower the heels. We're ready to begin class now. Let's start with a shoulder roll 2 times. And then drop your chin down, looking right and left. One more right, left. Bring your chin back, looking straight down, and now bring your eyes forward. And again, just look to the right, bring your arms behind, by your side as you look forward, and one time to the left, back to the front. And now we begin. Taking your legs out wide and your arms out wide. We'll start with all 10 toes facing front with a nice wide stance. Let the hips go from right to left. As you move right, you should feel more of a stretch here in the inner thigh and a little bit of stretch through the outer right thigh. And now come center and then to the left. And now it changes. Inner thigh on the right, a little bit on the outer thigh or outer hip on the left. And then we'll tick-tock right and left. 2 more sets. 1 more time. Now bend your right knee, tip forward, reach your arm side, come center. Left knee forward over your left toes, arms go back as you hinge forward. Sit back. Again, this is deepening the stretch in the inner thigh. This is preparing us to stretch the muscles that are going to help us maintain balance when we stand on one leg. 1 more set to each side. Straight and long in the spine, tall stand, and left, center. Hold on the right. Pivot to the right and bend your left knee. From here, lower and lift. Dynamic mobility for the front of your left hip. Square the shoulders towards the right wall, and then let the arms come behind you as you rise up, and then overhead as you go down. 3 more times. Anchoring your right heel, keeping your left heel lifted. 1 more time. Stay down. Bring your hands to your right thigh. Tip forward with a long straight back and bring your left knee down. Swing the top of the foot down first and then the toes to the back and extend your right leg out. Take your arms either straight to the floor or right here, and you can keep your left toes tucked under, but this will be a stretch right here in that right inner thigh. Let's go for a side bend left, side bend right. 1 more time. And now sit back towards your left heel, uncurl the left toes, and we sit back and rise up. This is to help accentuate the stretch in the inner thigh along your right leg. 2 more. Tap the floor, lift up, and 1 more time. Now pivot back to the right. First, bend your right knee, pivot, tuck your left toes under, bring your hands to your right thigh, and then straighten your left knee. You're in now a forward tilt lunge. We'll do 2 more. Tap, lift, and then lower. Actually, we'll stay up. Cartwheel the arms up to a stand. Turn your toes to the front. Now shift the weight, going to the left, center, right. This time we stay on the left. Pivot to the left, bending your right knee, right heel up, left heel anchored. Take your arms overhead as you descend, by your hips as you rise. 3 more times. Again, feeling the openness through the front of the hip and the thigh, and even into the side of your torso. This time, come down, take your hands to your left thigh, tip forward, bring your right hand to the floor, and lower your left knee, top of the foot, turn to the front, and extend your left foot out and reach the arms out. Just the hold here might be enough of a stretch, but we'll work to a deeper stretch with the sit back in just a moment. Side bend right and left. Stretching the side of your torso really helps to open up the ribs and the little muscles that are in between each rib to help open up your breathing so that you can bring in more oxygen and air. Now let's sit back, tap the floor, and then rise open. 3 more times. Opening the chest wide. We also get this stretch across the chest. Super important for our posture. Bring it back to the floor. Bend your left knee. Bring your hands to your left thigh. You're changing your side to face the left. Tuck under your right toes. Straighten. And then we lower and lift. 1 more time. And then cartwheel all the way open to the front. This time, let your toes turn out from the hips and reach behind you and then overhead. Behind, take a nice little knee bend. Again, both inner thighs are stretching this time. Open your chest, reach behind, sink and reach overhead. 1 more time. Now take your hands to your thighs and walk your feet back in. Turn to the right, split the stance, bring your hands to your right thigh, lower your left knee, Bring your left hand to the floor, untuck the left toes, and come to an all fours position. In this all fours position, your wrists will be underneath your shoulders and your knees underneath your hips. Pick up your left hand, look to the camera, and circle. And now the other direction. Bend your back right elbow and thread the needle under. Breathe in and open. Breathe out and tip down. Threading your left arm underneath the right. One more time. Rise up and then just move with a long straight spine forward and back. Rise up to a high kneel and push the hips forward. Again, this is a great stretch for the front of the hips, even down into the thighs. Open your chest, squeeze your shoulder blades together, and then sit back, long straight back. One more time, stay back. Walk your hands back down to the all fours position. Reach your back right arm up. Circle the wrists twice in one direction and twice in the other direction. And now we thread the needle again, bringing your right arm underneath the left. Hello. And then breathe in and lift. Breathe out, tuck round and curl. 2 more times. Bringing your hand back, walk your hands back towards your thighs, rise up, lift your chest. And we do 2 sits with a long straight back, swinging the arms around front and behind. Last time. And from here, roll your shoulders. Finding a way to get back up from here, take your right leg, the leg that's behind you, move it forward, place both hands on top of your right thigh, anchoring the heel underneath the knee. Tuck under your left toes, and we straighten the left leg. We were here once before. Bring your chest over the right thigh, and from here, stand up and find balance. I'm holding just the left arm out. If you have a wall nearby, that's a great place to find balance also. From here, I'll just hold the arm here because I'm out of wall space. Just lift and lower your left knee. Remember this from the warm-up. We move from the hip joint, keeping the low back long by bracing the abdominals. This is a great way to find balance. Now reach the leg behind, flex the toes, and feel the stretch in the front of the thigh as you find balance on your right leg. Hold here, 1 forward, 1 behind. 2 more times. 1 more time. And lower your left foot behind you, turn to the front. Doing the other side by pivoting to that side. Pivot to the left, lifting your right heel. Bend both knees. You might need to move back a little bit and find this position here. Let's bring the chest over your left thigh, straighten your right leg. From here, rise up, sliding your right leg in and bringing both arms to the side, thumbs up. Now we lift and lower. If it's helpful to you, you can take one hand behind the lower back and one hand right at the low belly. We want these 2 areas to try to remain still so that we find better balance on our left leg. Now bring the leg back and flex the toes. The stretch is here. Moving from front to back, again leaving the lower belly, lower back in the same position. 2 more times. Leave your right leg behind, take a big step and bring your chest over the left thigh. Lower down onto your right knee. Take the right hand by your left foot, uncurl the right toes, and bring the left foot back by your right. And now we move forward and back. 2 more. Facing in this direction, thread the needle with your left arm first. Lift up the left arm, give it a circle, the wrist a circle in each direction. And now thread the needle. And one more time. Keep your spine long and straight. Replace your left hand down. Move back and forward one more time. Walk your hands back. Rise up to a high kneel to push the hips forward. Reach your arms behind as you lift your chest up. Long straight spine as you sit back and bring your thumbs forward and up. And then up. Stay down this time. Hands onto the floor. Underneath your shoulders with your knees underneath your hips. Lift up the right arm. Circle the wrist once in each direction. And thread the needle again. Under and reach up one more time. Bring the hand back down to all fours. Tuck your chin so the chest is lifted. Keeping your elbows straight and your spine straight. Move back and move front. Try spreading your fingertips wide underneath your shoulders one more time. Come back to center. Walk your hands back. Lift up to a high kneel, bringing the thumbs back as you lift the chest. Sit back and circle the arms around. And then open one more time. From here, take your left leg, bring it back around in front. And from here, we move into a position where we move the left foot a little bit more forward of the knee. From here, move your hips forward. This is a different way to stretch the hip flexors. Keeping the spine long, reach for the floor as you sit back and lift your left toes. Notice that I'm keeping the left knee slightly bent. Land your left toes and reach up with the arms. We'll do this twice more. Find the floor and frame your left foot. Sit back to lift your left toes. Come forward and lift up. Hands come down, sit back, toes up. Foot comes down, hands lift up. Tuck under your right toes, chest over your left thigh. Straighten your right leg, step in, reach your arms, lift your right knee, take the leg behind one more time, step behind with your right foot, face front with your arms out. Tick-tock your hips, left, right. Next time you go left, bend your left knee, take your arms behind, and then side. Behind, one more left, right. Next time you go to the right, stay there. Pivot over, hands to your right thigh, lower your left knee, uncurl the toes, bring your hands down and walk your right foot forward, forward of the knee. Take your hands to the knee or by your sides, push forward with your hips for the stretch. Hands to the floor, lift your right toes, keep your right knee bent, and then come forward. Hip flexor stretch, hamstring stretch. 2 more. Rise up, hands to your right thigh as you lower your right foot, tuck under your left toes. Straighten your left knee, step in a bit, come forward again, arms out to the side, toes front. Tick-tock hips, right, left. One more. Bend your knees and bring your arms behind and then up. One more to each side. Pivoting back to the right, I did forget our balance, but I remembered just in time. Lift up your right heel, bring your hands to your right thigh, bending the knee, and we rise up to a balance, lifting your left leg with the arms out to the side, thumbs up. Bring the leg back, hip flexor stretch and balance, knee forward, hamstring, glute stretch. One more. And now step and open. Take your arms behind you, clasp the hands, and then straighten the arms to open across the chest. Bring your feet back underneath your hips in a narrow stance and soften your knees forward. Keep the heels grounded, toes spread wide, and then lift your arms up, palms face. As you straighten your legs, cactus the elbows like goalposts on either side of you, palms still facing with your fingers wide. Open your chest by squeezing the shoulder blades behind you and then bring them front. Wonderful way to stretch across the front of the chest into the area across the collarbone. I call that our smile. One more time. Reach your arms straight up with the palms facing forward. Side bend to the right as you lift out of your left hip. Push your right arm down. Circle your right arm. Take the arms out to the side. Goalposts again, this time palms facing front. And from here, turn the palms down and then up. 3 more times. 2 and 1. Reach your arms straight up. Stretch. Left and hold out of your right stretch. Push your left arm down. Circle. Keeping your arms out straight. Thumbs up, pinkies down, fingers spread wide. Bring your arms down and back. Lift your heart to your chest and your chin just slightly. And as you exhale, look forward. And breathe in through the nose as you lift the shoulders, out through the mouth as you circle them back and down. 2 more times. Slow, controlled, upright balance and opening across the chest. Take your arms straight up, palms facing. Bend, bringing the fingertips behind your head. Just touch lightly like so. Push your head gently back. That will bring the chin back and the chest forward. Your elbows are in your peripheral vision. Feel that tall, upright posture. Rise just slightly with the heels lifted. Finding your balance, focus. Slowly lower, but stay as tall as you can. Once the heels touch the floor, widen the elbows to the side and gently let your head go back into your fingertips, totally supported by your hands and arms. Look forward again, release the arms up and then let them go. 3 more. Bend your knees. 1 more. And shake out the hands. Let them wiggle back and forth. And again, shoulder roll 2 times. Standing tall with great posture, feeling rejuvenated and stretched, as well as balanced and calm. Take the arms up. And a deep exhale. And thank you for joining me. My name is Portia, and I look forward to moving with you again the next time.